NFL owners meetings are next week. What happens during owners meetings? Rule changes. So bunch of teams, all teams submit something. About 23 new rules were submitted for discussion, not to be approved, not to be anything, just for discussion. And I just wanted to talk about some of the more interesting ones that I saw come out. Now, a lot of them have to do with instant replay. That seems to be the big thing, how to expand instant replay to cover more facets of the game.
Which we've already seen over the last few years,
Yeah.
expansion of the use of instant
And you might
replay.
as well, because you have cameras that cover every single inch of the field nowadays, so you can see what's going on no matter where you are. But yeah, so like the Lions want all officiating calls, including like the pass interference and stuff like that, to be reviewable, which is interesting.
Reviewable, but not necessarily reviewed every time.
Yeah,
But just get
reviewable.
rid of the rules that say that you can't review them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because before you
Okay.
could not review a pass interference or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're making
Okay.
those reviewable. Now you could always say, okay, pass interference was called on this play, but we believe that the ball was tipped at the line, which wipes out a pass interference. So you could review stuff like that. But the actual, like, he hit him right before the ball got there, they're gonna make that more reviewable. They're asking to. And
Yeah,
other
that
rules like that.
makes
Almost all
sense
are
to me too.
officiating
It was
calls.
always like weird that they. It always felt weird to me that certain things could just not be reviewed. I understand you want to keep the game going, but if a review fails, you don't get a. You only get 2 challenges anyway. At least right now.
You only get two
So
challenges. Well, you get
so
a
you're not going
third
to
if
delay
your
the game
first two
that
are
much.
successful. You get a
Yeah.
third if your first two are successful. Well, then we have the Redskins. They proposed that every team gets three, uh, just kind of to equal your timeouts. You get 3 timeouts a half. You get 3 challenges, not a half, but 3 total challenges. No matter if you are successful or not successful, could be that the Redskins have been like the most unsuccessful team in challenges.
I was
the
gonna say
past
they're
couple
an
years.
interesting one to bring this up because
Yeah.
last year I think that they challenged at least once a game and lost every single
Yeah.
one.
Well, no, they won one
I
or two.
One or two. I don't
But
remember it.
yeah, but yeah, so that's but I don't, I understand. All you have 3 timeouts, you get 3 challenges, not a half again, but over the total game, and might as well, one extra challenge that probably wouldn't be too big of a deal. Do we really need it? Probably not, but we'll see.
Usually,
We're gonna discuss it.
giving those challenges is if it's for a ridiculous reason anyway, it's going to hurt the team that's doing the challenge more than anything else. Like so they are not motivated to give challenges willy-nilly because if you lose, you don't have that timeout at the end of the game.
Yeah,
So
well, yeah,
it's already like self-moderated by the coaches who know that they don't want to give a whole lot of challenges because they don't want to risk their timeouts. So
yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Just to preserve the timeouts, you don't want to throw it around. Understood? Yeah. Now, but that might not stop somebody from making like 3 challenges in the first half. That'd be a little crazy. I can't really see that happening. But well,
yeah,
again,
and
it's
even with
it's
the
being
ability
proposed
to
for
do two
discussion.
challenges, you don't see 2 challenges very often,
Yeah.
even in a whole game. So
Yeah. So it's just being proposed for discussion. That's about all they're really going for. Then a couple other teams suggested this that both teams in the overtime period get a chance for possession, which I really like. It's more like college
I thought they
overtime
already had
rules.
that situation.
What they have is if one team scores a field goal,
Hmm.
then the other team gets a chance to have a possession. But right now, the way the rule stands, if you score a touchdown, overtime over, this rule wants to change it that even if you score a touchdown, the other team gets possession, which I
So
kind
so
of
it's a
like.
slight difference there.
Yeah,
It's
slight difference. It's not huge, but a little bit. I like it.
so now more situations where both teams get to touch the ball. Okay.
Yeah, it's more like a college overtime, which I like. Which it just makes
I
it a little more
do
exciting.
like expanding over. Like honestly, because I want to watch the game anyway, I wouldn't mind if they just went to the system of hey, you just play a full, whatever 5 minute, 10 minute overtime
15
period
minute.
and see
You
who's
have
got
to
the
have
best.
15 minute. It'd have to
Fine,
be the
you
same
can
as
have
the
it.
Steelers.
Whatever, fine. You can do a 15. I'd be happy with that because I want to watch some more football. But
Yeah.
but I can understand that it's not really necessary at that point. Like I'm fine with how they do it now, to be honest. But yeah, I can see like sometimes you're like it's a little unfair. The people just got the ball. It's again a situation where someone just won the coin toss, so that gave them the advantage.
Yeah. which is why I like this new proposal. Again, it's just all these are all just to be discussed. And the most interesting of all of them was actually
you know
proposed.
what? Before we move on, with that, I think what we should see a greater difference between regular season and playoffs use handling of overtime.
Well,
That's what I
playoff
think would be.
overtime is already, I believe, both teams get it, no matter what.
Yeah, but I'm saying like make it even more. That one should be you get to play that full overtime
Oh, okay.
thing, and then maybe on the second or third you do sudden death. Um, but regular season you either keep it the way it is or maybe you allow for just the sessions or whatever. So.
Yeah, that would work too. And then the most interesting of all the proposals that I saw was actually proposed by the Colts. What they proposed is that if you go for a 2-point conversion and you are successful, that you get another try to get another extra 1 point. So
that's a little radical.
Yeah, I mean, it would make more people go for 2-point conversions. That's for sure. Because if you could get 3 points after, it might make it worth it. So
it would change up a lot of aspects of the game.
It would definitely change the scores we see. That's for sure. We wouldn't get the 7-10s or the 14-17s anymore. We'd be getting like.
I think that one might be a
18.
little bit of a too radical of a change.
Again, it's all proposed. It's all proposed. It's not.
That's something though that you would expect to see, at a different level first, like at college level or in another league.
Well, it's like last year when they did the whole moving the ball back for extra points. They moved it back 15 yards or something for extra points, so that it was a longer kick. Interesting. Made it a little more interesting. Made it like a 35-yard field goal or something like that for an extra point. Made it more worth not looking away and just not thinking it's automatic, which they weren't automatic anyway. But it made it a little more interesting. This would be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I just don't think they're going to go for it. So, but those are the new rules that were proposed. Again, proposed to be discussed, not necessarily going to go through. So hit us up. Let us know what you think about them. Are there one of these rules that you'd really like to see? Is there one of these that you think is going to go through? Hit us up. Comments down below. Of course, @Where's My Face on Twitter. Google Plus Facebook. Always good ways of getting a hold of us.